Okay, 1995 Holden Rodeo. It's got the 2.6 fuel injected engine, and it's the high torque motor. Started drizzling, so maybe I can do this in between rain spells. But anyway, that's the interior heater radiator. Goes in at that point there. There's the inlet and the outlet, and the radiator drain plug is underneath, and that's it there. Okay, that's the fan belt, that's the radiator, and we're looking back under the to the front, and that's it. That's the drain plug. You might be able to see it just underneath there. It's a bit hard to film. That's it right there in the middle of the picture. So that's a plastic drain plug, and I'll just unscrew that and drain the radiator fluid. And for the heater, got those two, as I pointed out before. I'll just undo those clamps and take the hoses off. Now I've got to wait for the rain to stop. Unfortunately, it started raining as soon as I've started to do the job. Got a small swivel socket, an extension, and a small ratchet. Okay, and I'll try and film this live. So that's the drain plug, and just unscrew that. It's on the bottom of the radiator. Got a catch bucket there, so it's almost out. There she goes. Good sign. It's good clean radiator coolant. Yeah. It's a good motor, very good motor this, very powerful. It's got good strong power at low revs. Doesn't use any coolant, any water whatsoever, doesn't use any oil. Very strong, quick, powerful motor. It's only a 2.6, and it goes well. So we'll just wait for that to drain out. I use this syringe to get the coolant out of the reservoir, radiator reservoir. Okay, take the hoses off that go to the heater. And get your catch pan underneath. We can see here that this is an extremely healthy cooling system. Top of the radiator has absolutely no oil and no deposits anywhere. The fins, the cooling fins, the cooling ducts there are completely clean, and this is a good engine. Just try and get that on a slightly better. Okay, so we'll flush it out, put it all together, put the coolant back in, and that's it. got 366,980 on the clock. So that's nearly 367,000 kilometers on the clock. And look at the radiator, it's perfect. Okay, so we'll put the drain plug back in the radiator, put these hoses on and put the coolant in. Okay, don't forget to document when you did the coolant change. Either write it down or document with video, whatever's best, and that way you know. Hey! That way you know when to change your coolant next. It's supposed to be changed every 3 years. So I know from my records that I changed it 3 years ago. So you can get longer life stuff. You can get truck stuff that lasts, I don't know, 6-7 years. That's what I'd use if I had a hobby car. That's the drain plug there. Just got a wing nut type end on it, normal thread. I'll put a bit of CRC on that just so that it doesn't lock up for when I change it next time. There goes the rain again. It's, not much you can do except, you know, wait for it to end. Make sure your electrical stuff's all turned off and anything like a light is in out of the rain. Anyway, something to do during the rain. I'll take you on an art collection tour. That's something a workmate made for me. It's on the computer. It's on Google somewhere. It's a motorbike, and it's got all instruments, and that makes up the motorbike. I picked this one up. I work in the recycling industry, and that was going to go in the back and get crushed up, but I thought, you know, it's a nice picture, so I kept it. That's a picture that was going to be thrown in the back. It was on a pile to be taken away, back of the truck. I drive a full-size heavy rigid truck, and it's got a compactor on the back, and that was going to be thrown in. I thought, you know, it's pretty lush for Australia. It never gets that green here, but I thought, you know, that's a picture of how I'd like Australia to be, nice and lush and green. So I picked it up and kept it. It's a picture that was going to be thrown out. Somebody's painted all these pictures. I thought it was sort of had some type of a spirit to it, you know. And that's initialed LON. LON. So, you know, a picture of a nice young lady. You know, maybe, I don't know. My impression is that she's a bit down on her luck, you know, but anyway, it's a nice picture. Probably would have been painted by a young budding artist, you know, someone who wants to be an artist. R-M-O-H-E-Y. I don't know what that says. But anyway, I thought it wasn't too bad. That's probably the best one yet. All this stuff was going to be thrown out, but I kept it, brought it back here. I've got some use for it. I'll put it in the garage, and it looks like stone, you know. It's we don't have all that much stone stuff by the sea. Looks sort of Spanish maybe, but anyway, you know, it's nice to look at. Sort of brightens up the garage a bit. The islands are a bit different, but you know, somebody's put a lot of time and effort into that, and it's always harder to do when you're not an expert at something. So, you know, good effort. Okay, plug started off. Okay, so that's just finger tight, so it's all good. Okay, so that's a 3-year-old coolant from a very good running, good conditioned cooling system. Still looks pretty good. In my opinion, could have gone another year maybe, but I suppose now's a good time to change it. Okay, this is just a work car. It's not a precious hobby car. I've got some coolant concentrate. I've got ready to use, so it's been mixed with water. I'll put both of them in just to use them up. Never use water out of a tap, only use demineralised water. They make demineralised water. They make this type of water by letting water sit and getting all of the heavy elements out of the water, and it's just pure water. And if you use water out of a tap in your radiator, it'll cause rust. It'll rust out your cooling system, and you'll overheat. You'll need a new radiator, and you'll damage your engine. Okay, this is 100% concentrate, so I'll add that now. Some new cars you have to actually purge the air out of the system. With this cooling system, you just add it and you just top it up, start it up and top it up. At this stage I'll add some coolant to the radiator reservoir. Okay, it's filled up almost to the top there, so I'll start it up and we'll get all of the air out of the system. So now we have to wait for the thermostat to open and just make sure there's no air in the system. As I said before, some cars like Subarus and other new cars, you need to find the air purging bolt that you undo to let the air in the system out. This is very important. Don't forget to put your the heater in the cab. Turn your heater to full. So turn your heater on. That way the water will flow through the heater radiator when you flush it out. Okay, I've just taken it for a burl, and it's all good. New coolant in the system, good for 7 years. It's a very cool running engine. There's almost no warmth there whatsoever. I can probably take the cap off. Never do this if your engine's hot. So there it is, same level. I think the thermostat opened, and the reservoir container is at the same place. So that's it, new coolant. I hope this video helped or was entertaining. Please like and subscribe.